Well, good evening and welcome to European Scot Sports Special, the Dons' big night out. Aberdeen v Hamburg for the Super Cup, a chance for the Dons to prove that they're Europe's top team. A packed Pittodrie, and this match will be seen in 16 countries around the world. Commentator Jock Brown, summariser Joe Harper, but first in the studio with me, Ian St John. Ian, a big night for them at Aberdeen. What do you think will happen?
Well, I'm hoping for an Aberdeen win. Obviously, I think everybody in Scotland wants Aberdeen to win this one. I'm looking to see Aberdeen play the way they've been playing in European football in the last couple of seasons, because I've seen most of the games they've played, you know, and they're super football, really exciting. And I think with the Germans going through a little bit of a bad time at the moment, Ian, as you well know, the national team are playing dreadful. They've had shocking results. All the teams are out of Europe, which must be the first time that's happened in many a year. So they're having a bit of a down, and I think it's time for Aberdeen to do something about it tonight.
Good. So we can go over, I think, to Pittodrie and join commentator Jock Brown, who's there with Joe Harper.
And good evening from Pittodrie, a packed house with a tremendous atmosphere. It's a damp night here, the rain isn't falling for the moment, and you're looking at the sides on the field. The team wearing the white strips with the black shorts is Aberdeen, wearing their chain strip to allow Hamburg to play in their full red side. So the Aberdeen side on familiar lines with John McMaster playing at left back in place of the suspended Doug Rugby. And that apart, it's a team we would have expected, although it is a big night indeed for young Stuart McKimmie, who will be playing at right back. So there's McKimmie making his first big team appearance for Aberdeen in a European night, a night he'll certainly never forget. Hamburg wearing all red. The big surprise for them is the absence of Vodka up front. It looks as though there's only one recognised striker in that Hamburg lineup. So Aberdeen start the match, and the crowd giving them tremendous support from the moment they came onto the field. Joe Harper sitting beside me. Joe, it's a big night again in Europe for Aberdeen.
It'll be a great game.
So Hamburg coming forward, they're a possession side. Alec Ferguson says they'll lift the ball as long as they possibly can and be very patient in the build-up, but Aberdeen will certainly be hustle them a bit early on. There's Gordon Strachan involved. Weimar is number 3. Number 4 at the back is Jacobs. Manny Kaltz is in the side at right back. His first game after a long period out through injury. So that's a bit of a risk taken by Ernst Happel, the Hamburg coach. Schatzschneider is number 9, a man who incurred the wrath of the captain, Felix Magath, by his attitude in recent matches. So Hieronymus playing the ball firmly towards the left and out for an Aberdeen throw. So McKimmie giving Jim Leighton an early touch of the ball. Willie Miller back in the side in his usual position after missing Saturday's game through injury. Other man back is John McMaster. Intended for Hewitt, that forward pass. Jacobs was the man firmly into the tackle. Magath again the target in midfield all the time. McLeish's header bouncing upwardly from Schroeder. Schroeder is a surprise choice in the Hamburg side. That's a loose ball to Gordon Strachan. Now McKimmie. Strachan off with a run. He wasn't followed there by Magath. And that's well taken by the Hamburg goalkeeper Uli Stein. Magath wanting the ball from the throw out immediately. He's very much the linchpin of the side in the build-ups. Now Weimar. Man with the stockings at his ankles is Groh. There's Weimar again. John Hewitt working hard. A tackle from Bell. The referee's given the free kick. Schatzschneider took that tackle from Dougie Bell to get the Hamburg free kick. The referee is Mr. Horst Brumeyer from Austria. Here's Magath. And that ball taking a vicious deflection. That could have been dangerous for Aberdeen, and they may have paid the penalty there because Magat is lethal from that situation just outside the box. A Hamburg corner kick. For Manny Kaltz, the man who takes so many of these set pieces for Hamburg, taking the corner kick. And the ball looping over the top from Dietmar Jacobs, who was up with the attack. Well, that was an alarming moment, Joe, for Aberdeen. Magat getting some room.
Yeah, it's been an interesting start. I'm surprised that Hamburg have come forward so quickly. I would have thought they would have tried to calm the game down. It's interesting to see that they've gone into a 4-4-2 formation. So obviously they're hoping to rely on the quick breakaway. And Aberdeen, if they're going to lose out in midfield, you know, they'll need to watch that they don't leave themselves short in midfield.
So Dougie Bell going down in that heavy challenge from Hartwig. And McGee is offside. Flag up instantly on the near side from the Austrian linesman. And there's no doubt at all that the Hamburg team selection has surprised Alec Ferguson. He was very surprised that Wuttke was not chosen to play alongside Schneider, so he was concerned to know who would play up front. And it does look as though the man partnering Schneider will be Wolfgang Rolf, who certainly is more accustomed to playing in midfield. Ball breaking back for McLeish, and Strachan wanting involved, going very deep. The layoff quickly from McGee towards Simpson. So here's Wehmeyer for Hamburg. Schneider turning away from Willie Miller. It's a good build-up from Hamburg. Played across by Wehmeyer, and Jim Leighton taking it cleanly, but already we've seen signs from Hamburg that they are very capable indeed when they come forward, singing passes together with a lot of accuracy. McKimmie going beyond Schroeder. Here's Wehmeyer. Magat playing it forward, an easy one for McLeish. Head flip from McGee, intended to release Neil Simpson. Good cover though from Jacobs. Crow and Hartwig trying to create something on the right side of midfield, but Aberdeen's throw is quickly taken to McMaster. Here's Dougie Bell. All a bit intricate in that corner of the field. There's McKimmie now. Got a lot of pace coming forward, the youngster. Here to be bumped by Magat, but the referee waves play on. And Aberdeen have possession through their captain, Willie Miller. Hewitt's dummy, here's McGee. Not allowed to turn. And this is when he's at his most dangerous, when he's running at defences. The out-swinging cross, splendidly taken by Stein. So once again, Aberdeen begin to build up from the back. McLeish sending a long intended to go beyond Manny Kaltz, but the flag was up on the near side against John Hewitt, and now the rain is falling steadily here at Pittodrie. Surroundings too very damp, a greasy surface. Ball control will certainly be the premium. On the Hamburg player on the ground, it's Schneider who took the brunt of a tackle from Willie Miller, which the referee adjudged to be fair. Here's Magat. Now Groh. Hartwig using Manny Kaltz on the outside. It's towards Rolf, and once again Leighton smartly off his line. Strachan willing to come as deep as he has to get possession for Aberdeen. Aberdeen playing against the wind and the rain now. Simpson's dummy, he was bundled by Schneider. The referee allowing the advantage. Here's Peter Weir, chance to take on Kaltz. Punched away by Stein. And Hartwig now has a chance to tidy things up for Hamburg. Well, let's put Kaltz under pressure. Celts again, letting the ball run for the goal kick, using the experience he's gained in 69 internationals as well as countless European ties for Hamburg.
I think one of the things that Aberdeen's got to do, Jock, has got to keep getting this ball to Peter Weir. He seems to be the one that can take players on and get the cross into middle. And the way the conditions are, this is obviously going to be the thing on the night.
Strachan firmly tackled. Simpson a bit reckless with that challenge. West German players did not appreciate the challenge from Neil Simpson. Schroeder was the victim, but it's once again Hamburg in possession. Dietmar Jacobs playing it wide to Celts. Must be a question mark about the fitness of Manny Celts tonight after so long out of action. He hasn't played for several weeks. He missed the World Club Championship match against Grêmio in Brazil 10 days ago, but being risked tonight by Ernst Happel, the Hamburg coach. This time it's Bell who comes deep to take the ball from the back four for Aberdeen. McMaster. There's John Hewitt, being allowed to turn by Groh. Hieronymus playing it out of defence. To Schatzschneider. Rolf going up to join him in attack. Good pass from McKimmie, which was appreciated by the Pittodrie fans. John McMaster. Bernd Wehmeyer for Hamburg. He's seen a lot of the ball in the early stages, the full-back, although he is a converted midfield player. He certainly looks comfortable on the ball. As does Dietmar Jacobs, who has it now. Hartvig, Celts always available on the right. Here's Groh. Hartvig. Content to retain possession by playing it back to Jacobs. Good challenge from McLeish. Schatzschneider trying to turn quickly, but there's Wehmeyer again. Agat. Schroeder, the man providing support on the left and left back position, allowing Wehmeyer to go forward. That takes the pressure off for the moment. Aberdeen have possession back. But it's very clear, Joe, that possession is something to be guarded jealously. Yeah,
Aberdeen have been giving the Germans a wee bit too much room in the first 10 minutes, and they could pay the penalty for it if they don't get their act in gear quickly. It's interesting to see that Gordon has now moved further forward, trying to take Wehmeyer with him, so hopefully that'll work.
McMaster. Challenged by Hieronymus, incurring the wrath of the referee, and doing no good at all for John Hewitt. So a quick lecture for Hieronymus, and the free kick's already taken. Well, no one at all at the far post for Aberdeen for that cross from Peter Weir. Harmlessly going behind for the goal kick. Well, Peter Weir may well be a key man tonight for Aberdeen. Yeah, I was just going to say another thing that's been sort of obvious since the game started is when Dougie Rougvie's playing left back, he's always looking for Peter Weir to give the ball to his foot. John has been using the long ball and hasn't been getting any success with it. It might be better if he starts giving it to Weir and let him get on with it. So Hamburg again operating on the left, and Stuart McKimmie was the man making that very incisive tackle on Michael Schroeder. Free kick against Scott Strachan. Schroeder did appear to make quite a lot of that challenge, but certainly was a foul by Strachan. So Felix Magath will take the free kick for Hamburg. Powerful header that from Hartvig. Blocked in the box. But Hartvig showing a lot of power in the air as he came onto that cross. So the clearance from Hieronymus. And Miller has plenty of time to escort that back towards Leighton. So once again, the Aberdeen midfield men come deep. This time it's Bell. This is what he's good at, running at defences. Close control is excellent. But the pass on that occasion, not of a similar standard. So Hamburg throw. Hartwig looking for Schatzschneider. Interesting that only one of the strikers who caused some problems in the Hamburg camp is playing tonight, Schatzschneider, with Wuttke relegated to the bench. That means that Hamburg are operating with only one out-and-out striker. That's a difficult ball for Stein. Kept his eye on it, and McGee just a bit too remote as he came forward. Jacobs. It's Hartwig. Now Kultz. Legat with Gordon Strachan. Wehmeyer again available on the left. A wide run coming from Schroeder. The cross blocked by Willie Miller. Legat with Schroeder. Has Wehmeyer behind him providing support. Lockwood one for Leighton. That's well taken. The sort of catch on a wet, difficult night to inspire confidence in his defence. This ball from Wehmeyer was by no means an easy one for Leighton. A wet, greasy ball, and that's a very good catch indeed. Jacobs standing in no ceremony, thumping the ball into the stand. So 15 minutes gone, the match very evenly poised. Aberdeen not finding things going entirely their own way. Hamburg succeeding in slowing down the pace somewhat. Clearance from Wehmeyer falling for McLeish. Simpson was offside. Well, he tried very hard, the youngster, to beat the offside trap. Hamburg sprinting out of defence, and Simpson tried very hard to time his run forward.
That was an excellent run from Simi there, and that's the only thing, the offside trap, is a deep run. He unfortunately just went too soon there.
Schroeder under a lot of pressure, but showing confidence and control and finding Wehmeyer. McLeish for Aberdeen. Now Simpson. Hewitt laying it back to Bell. McKimmie approaching on the right. The cross half blocked. Flicked on by Hewitt. And the overhead effort from Mark McGee was deflected behind for the corner kick. McKimmie making a very important intrusion into this attack. Now the cross you'll see is half blocked by Wehmeyer. And then Hewitt did well, the delicate little head flick. Mark McGee trying the overhead effort, and in that replay looks lucky to have got the corner kick. There's Weir's corner. Stein in trouble, but the free kick is given with a challenge in the air by John Hewitt. Header collected by Hewitt. He may go by himself. That's an excellent effort in a night like this. John Hewitt hitting up with lots of power. The bounce was upward, but Stein living up to his very good reputation. Legat was under pressure from Strachan, reacting very well to find Schroeder. And this is Wehmeyer. Schroeder now, Wehmeyer. Tackled by Strachan. That'll be a free kick to Aberdeen. Wehmeyer was the offender in that joust with Dougie Bell. Bell and Simpson working the ball from a deep position in midfield. Master content to use McLeish. Strachan finding good position. There's McKimmie. cross. And Kaltz did well indeed to get that away from Peter Weir. And the driven shot from McMaster, finding Stein in the right position.
This is better stuff, Jock. Aberdeen putting a wee bit of pressure on there. That's exactly what you're wanting in the first 15-20 minutes.
No question to it, the crowd relished that. I think they've already made up their own minds that Hamburg are not here as sacrificial lambs. They have already shown a lot of ability, and we have to recall that they did beat Juventus in the final European Cup a few months ago, and Juventus, a team full of internationals. Willie Miller has just limped back into the action, taking a knockout at the right touchline. Appears to be all right. It'll take more than that, I think, to put him out of the match. Baymeyer was put under pressure there by Strachan, and that is a throw to Aberdeen. But now Willie Miller has gone down and will require some attention. Now remember, he missed the game on Saturday against Hibs in the league here at Pittodrie through injury, and maybe this injury is even more serious than we feared at first.
This could cause Aberdeen a lot of problems if Willie Miller has to come off, because they don't have another player that's played in the sweeper position on the bench, and you know, it'll be difficult to assess who'll go in. McKimmie might be the one who'll actually go in beside Alec McLeish if Willie has to come off, and he certainly looks as if he's in a bit of pain.
The comforting point on that situation would be that Schatzschneider is the only recognised striker in the Hamburg side, and McLeish obviously could mark him, so there's no great height in the attack apart from Schatzschneider. But Miller, for the moment at least, remains on the field. Strachan for Aberdeen. Miller playing it wide to McMaster, running a bit more freely now, Willie Miller. Here's Weir. Well, there's no question there that Manny Kaltz was, I think to say the least, very determined with that challenge. And Peter Weir certainly took a hefty knock. The referee has had a word with Kaltz out of your picture. But the very experienced Hamburg fullback making his presence felt on Peter Weir. McMaster's free kick. Laid back by Hewitt to Strachan. McKimmie is offside. The Hamburg defence pushing out very quickly indeed whenever a clearance is made, and McKimmie wasn't alive to that on that occasion.
Yeah, in situations like this, they've got to get someone running from behind, someone making a deep run, and all the forwards coming out at the same time.
Flag is up on the far side, a throw to Aberdeen, taken by McMaster. Jacobs covering in behind. Jacobs again winning the high ball. Bell challenging strongly with Hartwig. There's Strachan getting away from Jacobs. Cross once again too long, no one coming from the right flank. Oh, Hamburg once again get it away. It's with Magat, he's given it away to Miller. There's McKimmie under pressure. And Baymeyer doing a good job at left back for Hamburg, both in defence and attack. Encouraging aspect of that piece of play, I think, though, was the fact that Willie Miller felt fit enough to come forward and become involved.
Yeah, it looks like whatever knock Willie got, he's certainly shaken off. But the other good thing is that Aberdeen are now beginning to pressurise the Hamburg players when they get the ball. And again, you've got to do this when you're at home.
Well, showing good control again. McLeish looking for Strachan. With Schroeder who intercepted. Strachan guiding the ball to Simpson. Now Bell. Master off on the run on the right. That won't reach him. Kaltz is in the way. Grohl playing it forward. A good pass. Hartwig. misunderstanding there with Groh and Kultz. And Hartwig makes a good recovery with that tackle on Dougie Bell. Kultz screening the ball away from Weir, but not from Dougie Bell. Groh getting back. Coming off Kultz for an Aberdeen throw. No question at all that Aberdeen are making life much tougher for Hamburg now. And that's well taken by Stein. Hewitt looking for any slip up on the part of the goalkeeper. Bernd Wehmeyer again. Magat playing it in. Now Schroeder. Good first time football from Hamburg as they come forward. Now with Kultz. Jürgen Groh. Hartwig well tackled by McMaster. And the cover from Willie Miller, immaculate again. Jürgen Groh making a run from midfield. That should be an Aberdeen free kick. Well, the referee is indicating that it wasn't a foul, it was a throw-in. The Austrian linesman appears to agree. Now McLeish for Aberdeen. Bell takes over. Bell trying to miss out Weir and use McMaster coming up on the left, misjudging the pass. Jacobs running into that tight corner, and the free kick is given against Peter Weir. Much to the annoyance of the Aberdeen supporters in the main stand. This is Groh. On the left is Wehmeyer. A long chase for Rolf. Couldn't make it. And Ernst Happel using Wolfgang Rolf there in an attacking role in support of Schatzschneider, but he is known to be an out-and-out midfield player, so that is something of a surprise selection by Happel. Schatzschneider brought down, and the free kick is given. It was McLeish who came in heavily behind him. The referee on the spot. The Austrian referee has never before handled a Scottish side in European action. He did referee a match involving Arsenal about 3 years back, and it's the only British club he's handled. Miller coming forward, losing out. Magat playing it across. Leighton staying in his line. It's finding its way to Hewitt. His control letting him down though, and it's Wehmeyer who has possession again for Hamburg. The West Germans certainly can't be accused of being completely defensive. That is an Aberdeen goal kick.
Aberdeen are making the fatal mistake of giving the ball away too often. The good thing about the German game is that they're doing what they practice in training. They're playing in little groups and they're playing a lot of one-touch football, which is great to watch and very dangerous.
Mark McGee. Well, he's getting a second chance. The pass to Strachan was so softly struck. Difficult one for Simpson. The ball skidding off the wet surface. That made life very difficult for Neil Simpson. Kimmy fortunately finding Willie Miller behind him. Now Strachan. McGee making a good run to the right. He's onside all right. Good looping cross. Stein taking no chances at all. It was good play from Mark McGee. The goalkeeper doing well again for Hamburg. Wheel goes down. The attentions of Hartwig and Kultz combining. Peter Weir keeping his head in that rather heated situation. A short one to Weir. Wants to take on Kultz again. Well, that's very well taken by Uli Stein. A great piece of goalkeeping in that crowded goalpost.
Yeah, that's a tremendous ball. That's the kind of ball that you're looking for Aberdeen to be using. Coming in from the wings and hitting it hard and low.
There's a shot. You see the crowd of Goalmouth and Stein taking it cleanly. So Aberdeen have a corner kick now on the far side. Counts wasn't happy with the decision of the referee. Alec McLeish is in the box. Taken by Weir. Headed out by Hartwig. Hamburg streaming out of defence again. Striking, spotting that, holding things up. Playing it against Rolf, appealing for handball, but rather faintly at that. The referee waving aside the appeals. And a long kick out from Uli Stein going straight through to Leighton. Here's John McMaster. Hieronymus with the clearance. Hartwig misjudging it. That's McMaster playing it forward. Jacobs. Kaltz playing it infield. Groh helping on its way to Schroeder. Weymire picking up that run from Magat, but so too did Willie Miller. Good piece of defending again for Aberdeen. Combining well at the back. And that's despite the fact that the two fullbacks are by no means regulars in the Aberdeen defensive setup, but the linchpin provided by Willie Miller and Alec McLeish, keeping things right for Aberdeen at the back. Weymire losing his bearings for a moment, taking the ball from Hieronymus. So 30 minutes gone, half an hour of the match gone, still no scoring. And Aberdeen lifting the tempo a little bit to give their supporters some encouragement after a very promising start from Hamburg. There's Hartwig though on the break. Supported by Groh. Manny Kaltz is going in the overlap. That's a good piece of defending by Dougie Bell. Kaltz with the throw. Manny Kaltz with the cross. Schatzleider beaten to that by McLeish. There's Rolf. And Aberdeen get the ball away, but certainly signs that the Hamburg players have enough confidence and composure to pose problems in the last third of the field as far as Aberdeen are concerned. Magat trying to get involved on the far side, but a clearance from Willie Miller. Hewitt fighting for it. Schroeder's tackle. Hartwig keeping it in for Kaltz. And here's Rolf. Now with Weymire. Schroeder playing it back. There's Groh. He certainly has covered miles in midfield for Hamburg in the opening half hour. Jürgen Groh, the number 8. There he is. He's had one cap for West Germany, 27 years old. McLeish looking for Mark McGee. It's given away rather to Hartwig. Starkin doing well with a tackle on Schroeder. There's McGee running under defence, taking on Hieronymus. Schroeder's clearance. Dougie Bell. Fine effort from Dougie Bell. Good build up though, all stemming from Mark McGee. Well, Strachan did well with the initial tackle, but then Mark McGee drove at the Hamburg defence, checked inside, overcarried it slightly. The clearance from Schroeder falling straight to Bell. This is a good effort taken very quickly in the turn.
That was excellent. That's what Mark McGee's great at. Getting the ball and running at defenders, making them go one way and making them go the other. He should be doing more of that during this game, especially the way the conditions are.
Main problem for McGee may well be the service from midfield, because there is some very tight marking going on among the Hamburg players, making it difficult for McGee and Hewitt, particularly up front. Simpson losing that battle with Schroeder. Schatzschneider playing a little carelessly to the right. There's Hartwig indicating how he wanted the ball. Weir's throw. Strachan returning it to McLeish. Simpson giving it away to Schneider. Here's trouble for Aberdeen. The big striker letting fly, and that wasn't far away. Whatever it was from Dieter Schneider. A dreadful error sparking it off from Neil Simpson, giving it to the big striker, and look at that for power in the shot.
It's just what I've said, Jock. You know, the Aberdeen lads are giving the ball away far too much, and they're going to have to watch their passing.
Well, I think if that hit the roof of the net, the big striker would have been forgiven by all his teammates. There's Neil Simpson. Weir on the left, they can run it, counts. Trying to make room for the shot. The Hamburg defence closing in very rapidly, making it very difficult for Weir. Stuart McKimmie. Jack giving it away to McGee. And a good tackle from Weimar. There's Strachan. And Hieronymus thumping the ball to safety. But well, that two errors creeping in on the part of both sides, Joe.
Yes, I don't know if it's the conditions or if it's just that the lads are a bit nervous to start with, but it needs someone like Gordon to get a hold of the ball and calm things down a wee bit.
So Miller looking for the front men again with a long ball forward. Hieronymus judging it well. Now with Jacobs. Chance for McGee. Waiting for Strachan to arrive in support. Weimar making the challenge. Headed away by Jacobs. That's for Hewitt, he's offside. Little knock on from Mark McGee, designed to release John Hewitt, but he appeared to be a couple of yards offside. Is Hartwig. Schneider playing it into space. Groh took up good position, lost his marker. Now Hieronymus. Weimar. Magat, little head flick collected by Peter Weir. Now Bell trying to get away from Groh. Hartwig doing well with the challenge. Magat early pass to Schneider. Groh is up in support. Magat is also there. And John McMaster remaining very calm with that heady clearance. Releasing very. Now Peter Weir. Bell continue the run. Rolf getting back well. Wolfgang Rolf doing what he's more accustomed to, making matching runs from defensive positions in midfield rather than being up front in support of Schneider. Hamburg willing to bring back 10 players whenever Aberdeen have possession. There's a good break on the right. Hartwig. He's looked impressive on the right side of midfield tonight for the European Cup holders. Kalt switching the play to the left for Weimar. McKimmie sold himself, and a good recovery by the young fullback. Certainly has lots of pace, young Stuart McKimmie, and he put it to good use on that occasion. So Miller becoming involved in the build-up again. Misunderstanding between McGee and Strachan. Strachan thought he was fouled by Schroeder. The referee was right on the spot and didn't agree. It was Manny Kultz. Hartwig in the middle of midfield. Again, lots of power in that shot. It was well blocked by Jim Leighton. But Hartwig showing his menace. Coming off that right wing beat for about the first time in the match. Taking up good position, setting up for the left foot shot. That's a good save from Leighton.
Aberdeen have really surprised me with the amount of room that they're giving the German players to play in. I mean, you know, no one is harassing and picking up and going tight.
Well, we've now seen powerful shots from Schneider and from Hartwig. And Magath is also around with a lot of oomph in that left boot. So Aberdeen certainly cannot afford to be in any way complacent or casual. There's Willie Miller getting back, Magath coming in, and Miller certainly showing both signs of injury as he sprinted to make that clearance. At all with that forward ball, and the Hamburg player still on the ground as the play goes on. There's Gordon Strachan operating in the area vacated now by Wehrmeyer, who's still on the ground, and Jacobs providing the cover for Hamburg. Free kick is given against Gordon Strachan. Aberdeen wanted a corner kick, and the frustration on the face of Gordon Strachan tells its own story. Well, there was Jacobs, ambitious perhaps to try the pass back from there. Strachan certainly appeared to be going for the ball, and he feels very much aggrieved at the corner kick.
The referee's not allowing any body contact at all in this game. It's just typical of a European referee.
He trying to lay that on for Strachan, but it's Magath. Now Hartwig. So 40 minutes of the first half gone, still no scoring, still 0-0 in aggregate over the two matches, and still the destination of the European Super Cup very much in doubt. Now on the far side, a stoppage. It looks as though there may be a substitution. Yes, a substitution is being made, and it's Vodka who appears to be coming on. The man off is, I think, Schneider. He appeared to take an injury, so he has departed. Vodka's come on. So a goal kick to Hamburg, and Vodka still waiting to come on. Schneider is making for the tunnel. You can see him at the top of the picture there, making for the exit. Looking not at all happy, the big striker. And now Wolfram Vodka comes on. The second of the two strikers who caused some unrest in the German camp. Well, I didn't see any evidence of an injury in the part of Schneider, although he did limp a bit going off.
I could only think it was that knock that he got earlier on when Willie Miller hit him. He hasn't fully recovered from it, but he had a couple of shots after that and he seemed okay.
And Vodka has taken up position on the wide left. Obviously going to play on Stuart McKimmie. So here's Felix Magath, involving Vodka straight away. Looking now for Wehrmeyer. He's recovered from the injury sustained, blocking that forward pass. And that's cleared by Miller. But again, menacing those Hamburg attacks. Well, once again, the Aberdeen defence happy to survive the build-up here involving Wehrmeyer. Intelligent ball line into space. The ball turned across the face of the goal, and Leighton was certainly in trouble. Miller clearing it up. Wehrmeyer leaving it again to Vodka. Clearance from Miller, finding Strachan. Miller clearly fully restored to fitness. And long ball from Strachan, finding again, and Mark McGee. We're waiting in the middle. Shoot was also there. Here's Strachan. Powerful and fair tackle by Schroeder. And by Wehrmeyer, to be more accurate. And Strachan tried to twist and turn. So it's an Aberdeen throw. Going into the last couple of minutes in the first half. Good turn from Strachan. Left Wehrmeyer behind. Now taking on Hieronymus. Inviting a rash tackle in the box, I think, Gordon Strachan. There's McKimmie. Ball's headed down, finding Hewitt offside. Well, a good idea that on the part of Dougie Bell. Knew he couldn't sensibly head for goal, tried to knot it down into the path of Hewitt, but the young striker once again just a little bit too quickly off his mark. The offside trap being used by Hamburg.
Yeah, it's very ragged, the game just now. There's no one calming the game down and taking control. Gordon's got to get a hold of this ball and calm it right down. As far as the first 40 minutes have gone, I would say the Germans have got a psychological advantage.
Let's on Hewitt. Simpson. McMaster on the left. McGee coming wide. Good running by Neil Simpson into position. Now it's with Weir. Trying to commit, comes to the challenge, the header for Bell. And brilliant play by Peter Weir, almost giving Dougie Bell the opening goal. Well, this was Peter Weir at his very best, taking on a top-class fullback, tempting him, teasing him, and fighting that rash challenge. Then the delicate little chip. Bell at full stretch couldn't get above the ball to head it down.
That was an excellent chance there, Jock. Peter Weir at his best, taking the ball to the byline. A great cross, and it's a pity Dougie was just stretching too much.
So John McMaster now for Aberdeen. Long ball for Hewitt, and just a bit too much out of reach. So here's Wehrmeyer. So the 45 minutes have come and gone. Referee checking with his linesman. There's one stoppage early on for Willie Miller. Stein playing a long ball deep into the Aberdeen half. McLeish's header. There's McGee. Now Strachan. Well, to Simpson. Here's Stuart McKimmie. McGee playing it across. Too close to Uli Stein in the Hamburg goal. So a very safe pair of hands. And the referee, Horst Brumeyer, brings the first half to a close. Teams depart, and a very evenly contested first half in which Hamburg have shown themselves to be a side of great quality. The score at half-time, Aberdeen 0, Hamburg 0. And with that, we hand you back to Ian Archer in the Scott Sports studio.
So no goals maybe, but plenty of good football from both sides. Ian, your impressions on that first half?
Well, one thing about it, Ian, it's a competitive game, isn't it? You know, I think it's no friendly match. Both sides are having a go, and there's been one or two nice little incidents that we can talk about probably later.
Good, well, thank you very much, Ian. And we, in fact, have time to look at that more closely during the half-time break at Pittodrie. In the meantime, stay with us while we take a break. See you in a couple of minutes.
Japanese art of timekeeping. Citizen.
Rescued by the Russians.
And just in time for dinner, sir.
I don't know about Russia, Captain, but after dinner, my wife and I generally enjoy a glass of port. Cockburns. Not quite, it's Coburns, actually.
No, we don't pronounce the CK.
Coburns. So that is a clue?
No, that's a clock.
So.
Sock.
Coburn's Special Reserve, a very fine bottle of port.
So I come from Moscow?
Yes, I think you probably do.
Satisfying St. Bruno, the patron saint of pipe smokers.
More flavours! More fun! More fizzy! More than one! It's the Fizz machine! Works like a dream! It's the business! It's the business! stream.
At Presto Food Markets, our fish is specially selected at the quayside, so the best ones never get away. Our vegetables are of the crop. And in the store, we actually bone and slice sides of bacon for you to bring home. For the best go to Presto.
The Commodore 64 home computer has an unusually large memory. Remember? It also has all the peripherals you're ever likely to need. Monitors, plotters, printers, disk drives, and a vast range of software, which means you'll get so much more enjoyment out of your home computer. The Commodore 64. Remember the enormous memory, but don't forget the peripherals and software.
Harry has 8 cans of Skol. He drinks one himself, then gives one each to Bert and Jack. Then Jim pops in with 4 more cans, but he's brought Val and Samantha with him, and they all have one each. Then Paul and Malcolm turn up with a couple of friends, and they drink another 4. Being a scholar, Harry has calculated that he's still able to enjoy a quiet can of Skol and give Samantha one. When you know lager, you're a scholar.
When my man puts on blue Stratos, I don't need to sing a blues.
Blue Stratos. Cool, quiet, confidence.
Half-price polywarm quilts now $14.95 and special purchase quilt covers now $6.99 at Arnott's Great Winter Sale tomorrow.
Welcome back. Ian, what a game Stuart McKimmy's had there, you know, the most inexperienced player of the whole lot, and he started well and he's made a good chance early on.
I've been very impressed with the lad. You know, he's a nice build of a boy, isn't he? You know, looks a nice strong player. And actually he started off very well in the game. His first pass was a great one, and then he came up and supported the attack here when a ball gets played wide. And this was a lovely little ball he dinked in. He played quite a few of these all night. Lovely little ball, caused quite a bit of confusion. And I think at the end of it you see McMaster coming in here and belting one straight at the goalkeeper. But nice to see the young fella getting involved in the game.
Well, he's not short of confidence, is he? I mean, he seems as if he's going to settle straight into Aberdeen like he's a veteran.
Well, that's good to see. I mean, well, this is the thing about Aberdeen. They've got so many good young players in the assembly line, haven't they? And here's another one that's coming out and playing in what was a very important game for him, his first game against the European champions.
And when the match started, we both thought in the studio here that Peter Weir would have a fair bit to say as far as how the game was to turn out. Didn't have a good start, but did create a chance towards the end of the first half.
Well, he did do. I've been disappointed with Peter Weir's performance throughout the whole game, but as you say, just before half-time, he did the thing that we all know. Took the ball up to Caltz, took it to the line, waited, over it came the cross, and the header over the top there by Bell. Great chance. But how many times did he do that in the game? You know, just earlier than that, 5 minutes earlier, he got the ball on the edge of the box, and we're waiting for him to get that little burst onto the byline, and he brought it inside, and he ran into a row of Germans. Now, the Germans are playing Hamburg are playing very flat, which is unusual for Germans.
The pre-match thing suggested that Hamburg were just going to come over here and they weren't terribly interested. Ferguson said don't be conned by that, and they're not playing like a team that's not interested, are they?
The Germans have got a lot of pride in their own football, and as we said before the programme, they're having a bad time at the moment. But they're out to restore a bit of pride, and they're playing very well, I think. And defensively, they're causing Aberdeen a lot of problems, because instead of having the sweeper sitting back there, you know, and normally you can play in between them and be onside, he's pushing up when the ball's around 30 yards out, pushing up flat and catching Aberdeen.
And they were prepared to go forward. I mean, they've had this trouble with these two players. We're going to have a look at this player whose name you didn't want to pronounce.
I'm delighted he got sent off. I'm delighted he got sent off. No sent off,
substituted.
Jack Schneider.
You got it.
Jack Schneider, that's his last shot of the game. But, I mean, he didn't have smacked that one. But they have created a few chances as well, you know, just towards the half-time there. Little Magath got in there on the byline.
So how do you think it might go second half? What will Alec Ferguson be saying to his troops in the dressing room?
Well, I think he'll be saying, come on, lads, a little bit tighter in midfield and get the ball out to the flanks. And I think he might bring Black on, because there's been 1 or 2 balls in there that I felt that maybe a Black, good in there, might just do a bit of damage.
And very much a case, I think, Ian, of the crowd getting behind them and really cheering Aberdeen home in the second half.
Right, OK, well, but it's up to the
We'll
team
be back
to
to
do
see
that.
it. Join us after the break.
Cadbury's Roses, the sweetest way to say Merry Christmas.
Do you see that goal?
This Christmas, every Christmas, the best buying beer.
Fine Fair believe they offer the best deal in Scotland this Christmas. McEwen's Export $4.79, Rose's Chocolates $4.99, Rover Assorted Biscuits $1.85. Fine Fair Superstores for better Christmas shopping guaranteed.
Test driving an Astra? Fine. What car's car of the year? 1980. Or an Escort? All these in 81. Make sure you also test drive the Renault 9. The latest specifications, the latest awards. Test drive this year's winner, the advanced Renault 9.
Now, they have buttons. You can plug them in where you like. They can tell you the time, memorize your numbers and make calls for you. Office phone systems that go on trying if the internal number's engaged and call you back. You can time the call and record the units you've used. They take phone cards, talk louder or quieter. Come in different colors and sizes. Square, round and fun-shaped. Telephones from British Telecom, setting the pace in offices and homes now and in the future. British Telecom is the power behind the button.
Faces. The many faces of pulsar quartz give pleasure that reflect many faces of elegance. These are the true faces of love. Pulsar quartz.
Sometimes our mum gets this chronic case of bustle. So I give it the D treatment. The flavour brings her to a complete halt. And it's got the strength to get her sitting down. It's the quality of Brook Bondi. It really works for bustle.
Bustle?
Overly industrious, all go, perpetually in motion.
Try the D treatment.
Help! I'm desperate.
Well, have you tried Laughter? We've colourful gift sets and sprays.
Perfect for young Sophie.
And some splendid new gift packs of hand and body lotion.
Lily, lilac, roses, honeysuckle.
And for someone special, this pretty Yardley soap dish filled with lavender soap.
Must get one for the wife.
Would you like it delivered?
Trust Yardley to solve your problems this Christmas.
Craft Original Pale Cream Sherry.
Cher nectar, Jeeves.
One instinctively knows when something is right.
I'm Jim MacLeod. My latest LP is in the shops now. It's the Jim MacLeod Encore music album, priced $3.99. I'm sure you'll like it.
Welcome back. The Super Cup, Aberdeen against Hamburg, goalless in the first half, ready for a second 45 minutes, which will decide it all. Ian St John, the winners in 45 minutes' time.
Well, the one thing we do want is a goal, because if there's a goal, the game's over after 90 minutes. If there's no goals, then we go to extra time, so for a goal, and let's hope it's Aberdeen.
Let's get a decision. Yeah. Let's be patriotic and hope it's Aberdeen who score it.
I'll say it will be Aberdeen.
Well, we can go back to Pittodrie and join up with commentator Jock Brown.
Thank you, Ian, and welcome back to Pittodrie, where the rain is falling even more steadily. And Hamburg came back onto the field to a deafening silence, whereas the Aberdeen players get a warm welcome, although it's clear that this is a match which is still going to be very difficult for either side to win. But Hamburg showing enough in that first half to indicate that they're not just here for the trip. They're hoping to win the gold medals, which will go to the winning side at the end of the match. There will be plaques presented to both sides, and gold medals to the winners, silver medals to the losers. That has been adjusted in the last couple of days. So still a match which will require to be won and will require perhaps some spark of genius on the part of one of these outstanding players in the field on both sides. The big capacity Aberdeen crowd hoping clearly that it comes from one of the men wearing white for tonight. That's the Aberdeen side, in white tops and black shorts. But it's Veemeijer coming forward again for Hamburg on the left. Hieronymus going forward. Here's Manny Kaltz. Hartwig. Impressive on the right side of midfield in the first half. Jürgen Groh, who ran from start to finish in that first half, but losing out in that tackle with McLeish. Here's Peter Weir. Leaving Kaltz. Forcing Hieronymus across to cover. A shot from Hewitt. Kaltz challenging. There's Neil Simpson. Yes! And Aberdeen have made it. Neil Simpson gives Aberdeen the lead 1 minute into the second half. Pittodrie comes alive. The run from Weir set it all up. The pace was too much for Manny Kaltz before Hieronymus could challenge. The cross came in. Hewitt tried first time, got the break of the ball to get to the ball again in front of Kaltz. Turning it back across the face of the goal. Simpson was there, managed to control it. The gap opened up at the far corner and Stein had no chance at all.
Perfect start to the second half. That's what they wanted. Now we've got a game in our hands, Jock.
So precisely 80 seconds into the second half, Aberdeen take the lead. And that ensures that there will be no extra time or penalty kicks here at Pittodrie tonight. But it also means the match is by no means over, because one goal for Hamburg would still give them victory on away goals rule if Aberdeen couldn't find the net again. So that work on the left flank from Peter Weir proving to be crucial again for Aberdeen. Chance again for Weir. And that dreadful misunderstanding in the Hamburg defence, almost allowing Peter Weir to tie the match up. Well, what a chance this was. Complete disarray in that Hamburg defence. Weir sprinting onto the ball between the two defenders and the shot going wide.
It's been a terrible start to the second half for the Germans. And Aberdeen keep under pressure. We could get another goal quickly.
Here's Budke switching to the right flank at the start of the second half. Checking inside Bell. Hartwig ahead of him, and Willie Miller coming across with the tackle. So Hartwig with the throw for SV Hamburg. This time it's McMaster's tackle. Jürgen Groh playing it back to Kaltz. Groh again. Kaltz playing it across to the outside of the right boot. Just a bit too high for Schroeder coming up, and that's an Aberdeen goal kick.
It was interesting, Jock and Peter Weir went in that run for the goal, that Manny Kaltz seemed to be struggling to get back, and in fact one of the other players had to come over and try and take Peter Weir.
There's the gamble by Ernst Happel in playing Manny Kaltz, perhaps exposed on that occasion, because Kaltz certainly couldn't live with the long run from Weir. Here's Budke. Grove tackled by Simpson. Strachan now releasing McGee. It's 2 against 2 up front. Hewitt waiting in the middle. McGee taking on Jacobs. And over the top from Uli Stein. McGee being perhaps ambitious, trying to let fly for the narrow angle. But Uli Stein playing it over the top. Here's McGee coming forward. You see Hewitt at the corner of the picture. He was up in support. He had a marker on him. McGee trying to go on the outside to line up the shot. Here's Willie Miller. Again, good handling by Stein in the Hamburg goal. Willie Miller up with the attack for the shot. So Aberdeen now pressurising the West Germans at every turn. That'll be a free kick, I think. Hewitt brought down by Jacobs. And the free kick has been given by referee Brumeyer. Strachan will take it, waiting for McLeish to arrive in the box. A long one across, looking for Peter Weir, I think. Kultz was in the way. Weir stopped this time by Kultz. Now McGee. Checking inside Hieronymus. Header behind from Jacobs, and you hear the Aberdeen supporters once again getting behind the home side. McLeish returning it to Weir. Found away by Hieronymus. Here's Neil Simpson. A cavalry charge out of defence by Hamburg. Played forward, and the man offside was not Peter Weir. It was, in fact, Mark McGee, the referee, overruling the linesman. There's Peter Weir. And John Hewitt thumps it over. Well, the West Germans furious about the referee's decision to overrule the far side linesman. And it certainly looked as though Aberdeen got a very good break in that occasion. Weir chipping the ball across. Was Hewitt coming in, taking it first time. And it certainly looked to me as though McGee was offside when the ball was played towards Peter Weir.
Yeah, an excellent chance, although I would agree with you that Mark was offside, but the ball had been played to Peter Weir and the referee had waved play on.
Master playing it forward. Weir much too deep to take advantage of that. Well, Joe, you wanted the Aberdeen players to hustle the West Germans as much as possible. Certainly obliging in this second half.
Yeah, well, as I said, I thought Fergie would be having a go at them at half-time, and it's obviously worked. They've got off to a great start. What they've got to watch now is that they just don't throw everything into the attack and get hit in the break.
Simpson appeared to be fouled, and if the line play to go on as the youngster shows his strength on the ball. Led forward by McKinney. That's too long for Hewitt. There's Wolf. Felix Magath hasn't been the influential figure in midfield which Hamburg hoped he'd be. Pressure from Strachan, but the pass is accurate enough. Here's Vodka. Hartwig. Nice support from Kultz on the right flank. The ball is turned behind, and the referee gives the corner kick, deciding that Willie Miller played it behind. Miller clearly didn't agree, but the corner kick has been given. It'll be taken by Kultz. The outswinger, Leighton's committed. Excellent goalkeeping. Very positive, decisive, and showing a lot of confidence. The outswinger from Kultz, a very difficult ball in that crowded goal mouth, and Leighton showing courage as well as ability. Vodka. Now Magath. On the far side, the willing figure of Wehrmeyer. He was brought down all right by McGee, getting back to help out the defence. Magath playing a long ball for Manny Kultz. That's over the top. No problems there for Jim Leighton in the Aberdeen goal.
If Aberdeen can keep getting the ball to Peter Weir, I think he's going to cause them all sorts of problems, because Kultz seems to be struggling at the moment.
Yes, little doubt now that the full-back Manny Kultz is struggling for fitness. Not surprising, playing a match at this level after such a long layoff, and against such a class player as Peter Weir. That decision going to Hamburg. It's a free kick for a foot up. Magath again, the target in midfield. Goal playing it into the path of Jacobs going in the back, but it's John Hewitt now for Aberdeen, running at the Hamburg defence. Got a lot of pace to go on the outside. The tackle it was from Jacobs. Stayed very close to Hewitt, made it very difficult for the striker to get to the dead ball line. There's Peter Weir's cross. Now Alec McLeish. Aberdeen conscious now of the offside trap set by Hamburg. Here's Wolfram Vodka. Celts behind him. Well, that certainly won't trouble Aberdeen. They've all been played across the Hamburg defence and back to Stein. Starting all over again with Manny Celts.
This is better stuff, Jock. You can see that the Aberdeen players have their tails up now and they're pressurising the Hamburg players, not giving them a chance to get the ball under control and use it.
McLeish forcing the ball to Strachan. Now McKimmie with Willie Miller. McGee looking for that run from Strachan. Very important interception from Hieronymus. Strachan was there to cash in and any errors by the central defender. McGee turning inside. Good jinking run, but still having a chance to pressurise Jacobs, and it's Neil Simpson who turns it behind for the goal kick, but Aberdeen have undoubtedly warmed to the task in this second half, the goal giving them great inspiration.
Yeah, it's good to see that Simmy's begun to get his form back again. I think that goal will do him the world of good. He just got married this year and he's had a rough time of it recently, so I'm sure the goal will have given him all the confidence in the world.
And Hamburg still retaining their normal possession play from the back, not being pushed into any rash balls upfield. Jacobs, he's pushing forward now more into midfield. They're living a little bit more dangerously at the back, the West Germans, with just Celts, Hieronymus and Wehmeyer. Wehmeyer indeed is a willing player going forward, supporting the midfield on the left. Now here a chance for Aberdeen. Peter Weir, a chance to go at Celts again. Magat trying to get back to help his fullback. And it's Magat who has posed the problems for Weir. Did well to get the cross in. And once again, Hewitt puts it over the bar. Well, so frustrated, the young striker. Well, Peter Weir did very well indeed in the end to get this ball back across the face of the goal. McGee left it to Hewitt, a great opportunity wasted.
That's two excellent chances young John's had, and as long as he doesn't give up hope and stop trying, and we're still in the game.
Now Strachan finding more space coming from midfield. Heavily taken out of the play by Dietmar Jacobs. He's still on the deck. Strachan, the header from McGee, and brilliant goalkeeping again from Willie Stein. Well, a great build-up from Aberdeen once again, and the goalkeeper showing his ability. The cross from Hewitt, the leap and the downward header from McGee, and that's superb goalkeeping. And Strachan has got back on his feet to rejoin the play. Hieronymus now joining the midfield. There's Hartwig. Oh, convenient play. It's 1 against 1 now. It's McGee with Jacobs. Defended enough to get the ball to Celts. And here's Groh. Hartwig taking his eye off the ball. So Aberdeen still probing for the second goal, which would surely ease the tension around Pittodrie Stadium. 1 goal lead at home. European tie, of course, the most slender of leads. Played in by McMaster. Cover was there from Groh. Here's Willie Miller. Again, Hamburg sprinting out of defence. So quarter of an hour gone, 1 hour of the match gone. Aberdeen leading by that goal from Neil Simpson. Just a minute into the second half. A deep cross for Peter Weir, and the tall figure of Manny Celts wins it It's Hartwig. Weir retrieves it for Aberdeen. Content to retain possession. That's a bad ball back, and McLeish forced into that desperate tackle. Aberdeen again in possession though through McMaster, and McGee trying to get the better once again of Hartwig. There's Dougie Bell under pressure from Groh, sending the ball over the top. But Aberdeen now beginning to win these loose balls in midfield and win the 50-50 challenges.
That's right. The pressuring of the German players is beginning to pay off for them. They're getting the ball off the players. They're not giving them a chance to settle down this second half, and they've got to keep it going. The work rate has got to stay at 100%.
Stein caught in two minds. The referee indicating he should get a move on, although it's unusual for the side a goal down to be guilty of obvious time wasting. I think it's a genuine change of mind on the part of Stein, and the free kick is given against Wolfgang Rolf, turning the defender. Free kick, foul on John Hewitt. Neymar was the offender, and it's a free kick to Aberdeen. Short one to Simpson. Strachan opening it up to McMaster. And now Weir. He's got Hartwig and Kultz to take on. Too much pace for Kultz once again, and it's Jacobs who comes in behind. But I think Peter Weir is beginning to enjoy the occasion.
I think he must have heard Dean St John at half-time.
McGee returning it to Weir. Willie Miller at the far side, headed across the face of the goal. It's out from Jacobs. Very intelligent header that from Willie Miller. Straight across the face of the goal. But standing firm on that occasion. Here's John Hewitt. Hieronymus is with him. Now Neil Simpson. Might have been tempted to have a go first time. And lost his momentum rather coming forward. Here's Jürgen Groh. And Manny Kultz. Hartwig, much less influential in this second half than he was in the first. Free kick given against Hamburg for the tackle by Hartwig on Strachan. Now McGee has Schroeder exposed. Good recovery tackle though by the midfield man for Hamburg, Michael Schroeder. The rain pelting down on Mark McGee, but the capacity crowd certainly not aware of that at the moment. There will be a substitution shortly, I think, for Aberdeen. One of the players emerging from the dugout, but Peter Weir signalling now that Aberdeen want to make a substitution. And the referee is allowing that to happen. It's Eric Black who will come on to replace John Hewitt. A warm applause for John Hewitt going off. And a vote out to a warm welcome for young Eric Black.
This is great. It also gives Aberdeen that bit more depth as far as height in the box is concerned.
Peter, we're happy to have Black in the box. Use his skill in the air for this corner kick. Black goes up. There's Willie Miller. Yeah! Right in by Mark McGee. And the goal's been given. Aberdeen are two in front. 19 minutes into the second half. Eric Black's first involvement in the match proves to be crucial. The corner kick, it was Black who provided the challenge in the air, the ball finding its way to Miller. And how's this for a very intelligent ball across the face of the goal? The easiest of tasks for Mark McGee.
Tremendous goal, a great ball from Peter Weir, and I'm sure Eric got a touch to that ball. And also great thinking by Willie Miller.
So once again it looks as though it could well be a night of European joy at Pittodrie. And that two-goal lead just 19 minutes into the second half was one which was perhaps too much to hope for at half-time, when it looked as though Aberdeen were very much under pressure to find a way through this Hamburg defence. Here they come again, Aberdeen going for a kill. McMaster playing it in, and Stein clearly well aware of his positioning, allowing the ball to go behind for the goalkeeper.
What a tremendous transformation this second half, and it's only been because it's been sheer hard work. They've run themselves into the ground, making sure that the Germans do not get control and do not calm the game down to their pace. Another good thing, Jock, is that the Germans are beginning to argue amongst themselves, which is a great sign for Aberdeen.
The Aberdeen supporters now relaxing and beginning to enjoy the occasion to the full. The singing starting up around the stadium. And the free kick's been given to Hamburg on the far side. Hieronymus. Hartwig. Many Kultz. Hieronymus going up to join the attack now. There's no point in staying back, the sweeper. He's experienced disappointment at top European level before. He played the side beaten by Nottingham Forest in 1980 in the European Cup final. There he is, Holger Hieronymus. He's won 3 caps for West Germany.
Surprised at the Germans because they're still rigidly sticking to this 4-4-2 formation with the 2 up front, and they've got to start pushing men forward and trying to salvage something out of the game.
Need to get men back now for Peter Weir. That came off Gordon Strachan, in fact. And Aberdeen certainly playing with lots of purpose, lots of devil, and winning these loose balls again. Here's Peter Weir going past Hieronymus, and that's a desperate tackle by the West German defender. Hieronymus bringing down Peter Weir blatantly, and he may be fortunate not to incur more wrath on the part of the Austrian referee Horst Brumeyer. Look at that for a tackle, blatantly taking a feet from Peter Weir. So free kick to Aberdeen. Peter Weir is an expert from this situation. He has the elements behind him, the wind and rain still blowing from right to left. Maybe a little too far out for a shot, but there will be a substitution before that can happen. Manny Kultz is going over to the dugout for Hamburg. His fitness was suspect, and the replacement is Alan Hansen, number 12. Back it goes to McMaster, and once again a great save from Willie Stein. McMaster hitting that with tremendous power. Variation on the free kick, knocked sideways by Weir for McMaster's lethal left foot, and what about that for a save? So corner kick now taken back. That's a second chance to send it across goal. Deep one this time, looking again for Willie Miller. Good control from the Aberdeen captain, Eric Black trying a snapshot. Miller winning it again, here's Dougie Bell. Looking to use McKimmie on the right. Break of the ball falling for Hansen. And here's Schroeder. It's the kind of tackling which Aberdeen have been providing in the second half. Gordon Strachan that time, giving the Hamburg player no room at all to turn and settle on the ball. Simpson's header. Strachan gets to it, evades that rash challenge. And the referee gives a free kick to Hamburg. I'm not quite sure what that was all about. Certainly wasn't anything to do with Gordon Strachan who won the ball. It must have been one of the other Aberdeen strikers challenging the defender.
It certainly looks now as if the Germans have just lost all heart in the game. If I was their manager, I'd be wondering about the commitment of some of them now. They seem as if they just don't want to know.
Wehrmeyer switched to right back now to accommodate Hansen. Kultz has gone off, and clearly the West Germans have identified a major threat perhaps from Peter Weir. A threat which Manny Kultz was patently unable to cope with. Bert Wehrmeyer has got that task, and Eric Black has forced the corner kick on the right for Aberdeen. Leash right on the 6-yard line with Eric Black. Black coming for it. Beaten out to Mark McGee. Hartwig sending it away, and McLeish with the first time shot going wide. And once again, the West German defence appearing to be all at sea. The corner kick caused all the trouble. Black coming to near post, the dummy. He was beaten out by Stein. Then McGee's shot was blocked by Hartwig, or Schroeder rather, and McLeish's shot eventually going wide.
The Germans at this particular point look as if they're going to be overrun by Aberdeen. I mean, you know, it looks as if Aberdeen could score every time they go on attack now.
Schroeder now finding Rolf. Schroeder's in trouble. Mark McGee wins it. Queuing up in the middle now for Aberdeen. Well, that wasn't far away, but Gordon Strachan on the penalty spot in particular is most unhappy that McGee chose to have a go at goal.
You actually had three
players getting into the box.
Against one.
A lot of Aberdeen players, and McGee sending it wide of the near post.
It was actually a 4v1 situation there, and Mark elected to shoot instead of maybe squaring the ball.
Michael Schroeder overstretching himself, I think, to try to retrieve that situation as McGee robbed him. So he's in some difficulty, and of course Hamburg have committed both their substitutes. Free kick is given against Stuart McKimmie. So Hamburg free kick. The victim there was Wolfgang Rolf, who's always appeared to be unhappy playing up front for Hamburg. He's won 7 caps as a midfield player, asked to play up front at the start of this match. A shot from Vutka. Well, a lot of power, but the direction was wrong, and it didn't trouble Jim Leighton. Well, Vutka certainly was willing to have a dig. Hit it strongly enough, but Leighton clearly happy to see it go.
I wasn't too impressed with Aberdeen's midfield in the first half, Jock, but I must admit they seem to be the boys who have won the game for them now. Their work rate and their harassing has been tremendous in the second half.
Hieronymus. Hansen. Simpson tackling again in that vital midfield area. Back with McKimmie. Miller now building it up to Strachan, to Bell. Hartwig turning that into a bad pass, but McLeish was there at the back for Aberdeen, supported by McKimmie. There's John McMaster. The layoff from Eric Black was accurate. We are playing it towards Gordon Strachan, missing him out, finding Dietmar Jacobs. There's Hartwig. Magath has been largely anonymous in the second half. Getting a bit more from Wolfgang Rolf now. He's dropped back into the middle of the field. There he is now in possession. McKimmie anticipating that well, cutting it off. Michael Schroeder using Hieronymus. Now Rolf. Ball was cut out by Weir. It reached Wehmeyer. Attacking John McMaster. And McLeish standing firm, but Wehmeyer still going forward. Calm challenge from McLeish, and Miller liked the situation, although the pass out of defence wasn't too good. And a free kick's been given for the challenge on Magath. And this could be dangerous for Aberdeen. Magath has a very dangerous left foot. The referee insisting that the 3-man Aberdeen wall goes back the full 10 yards. Hieronymus takes it. Taken away by Miller. Strachan challenging for the ball in midfield. There's Hieronymus. Forced the turn to start the attack again. Hartwig. Here's Vutka. Half an hour into the second half. Just 15 minutes left for Hamburg to stay in the Super Cup. Here's Gordon Strachan. Black goes on the left, McGee's out there on the right, and Strachan appearing to be caught in two minds, losing out to Schroeder. Hansen leg it back, and it's Bernd Wehmeyer again. Perhaps the Hamburg player who's seen most of the ball tonight. Gat to Hieronymus. Grohl playing it forward for Hansen. The 1-2 has worked. Aberdeen have now got everyone back except Mark McGee marking. The ball bouncing upwardly away from Michael Schroeder. And the throw has been given, in fact, to SV Hamburg. The referee indicating a deflection from an Aberdeen player. Here's Hieronymus. That looked to be a very tired attempt to play the ball from Hieronymus. And here's McGee now to test out the Hamburg defence. The ball gathering pace off the surface from Alec McLeish.
Not surprisingly, some of the lads have, the work rates dropped slightly, but I mean, that's to be expected. For half an hour there, they really gave everything. Now's a dangerous period. They've got to make sure they don't let the Germans get back into the game.
Willie Miller taking the ball for a walk, but Hansen, the freshman, winning it from him. Hieronymus playing it wide for Wehmeyer again. Hartvig. Magat. Dropped by Strachan, a late challenge by Magat. He acknowledges the foul, the Hamburg skipper. Well, I think in the clash between these two great players, Strachan and Magat, the winner tonight has been the Aberdeen man.
Well, without a doubt, Gordon's really come onto the game and he's controlling it now.
McMaster now finding McGee. Hieronymus wins it. Good play from Hartvig. McMaster stood off him. But the return pass certainly not good enough for Hartvig. No chance at all. Came from Hansen. And here's Peter Weir. Involuntary dummy, that from Mark McGee. It's Aberdeen's throw. Well, the Aberdeen supporters now ruling the favourites to cap the night with a third goal. Gordon Strachan is trying hard enough. Black trying to lay it off to McGee. Here's Dougie Bell. Well, Bell looked the more committed player for that challenge. Well, Hartvig recovered well enough. Here's Gordon Strachan. He wants to get into that penalty box away from Wehmeyer. Black shot! And once again, Louis Stein comes to the rescue of Hamburg. What a good effort from Eric Black. Build up again on the left. Strachan going on the outside this time. Playing the early cross in. Black taking it first time with the left, and Stein once again showing he's perhaps the outstanding Hamburg player tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's Eric Black at his best. The ball coming across, keeping it down low, and it was a first-class save.
Offside against both Black and McGee. The Hamburg defence pushing up whenever Leighton tried to play the ball from hand. Here's Michael Schroeder. Bernd Wehmeyer free on the right. Hartvig. Hieronymus. Magat back to Schroeder. Strachan putting pressure on. That's Simpson coming to Magat. Dougie Bell impeding the Hamburg skipper. And despite the howls from the Aberdeen supporters, that appeared to be a correct decision. Bell is penalised. And Aberdeen pull every man back into a defensive position, taking no chances at all. They have this 2-goal cushion on the night. 2 goals to nil on aggregate they lead. But 1 goal for Hamburg would make it a very tense closing spell. The wall doing its job. Now Wehmeyer again, playing it in. Fish getting to it, there's McMaster. McGee's in space. Hamburg have pushed a lot of men forward. Eric Black's free on the left. McGee testing Jurgen Groh's pace. And that was good defending by Jurgen Groh. He covered a lot of ground, the number 8, to get back and cover Mark McGee, who looked to be in open position when the ball broke from defence. So I've been waiting for Peter Weir to go across to send across the in-swinger. Eric Black is number 15, Mark McGee is 9, marked by Dietmar Jacobs. Stein has no qualms at all about punching these upward high balls. There's Wolf. An Aberdeen throw. Pressure provided by Peter Weir. McKimmie. A header from Jacobs. Eric Black. Well, he certainly is goal hungry tonight. Very keen indeed to get back among the goals, the Aberdeen youngster.
I was speaking to Eric last Friday, and he was telling me that his back felt great and he was just dying to get back into the first team and have a go, and it looks as if he's having a go tonight.
Certainly there are some opportunities in that Hamburg defence, I think, for Eric Black to get the goal he wants so badly. And Aberdeen now look to have the match completely under control. Time fast running out for Hamburg. The 2-goal lead looks to be decisive. Just 8 minutes left for play. Aberdeen 2, SV Hamburg 0. Here's Dougie Bell. Just doing a bit too much perhaps. No, he retrieves it from Magat. Here's McGee. Magat still challenging. Strachan's pass goes astray. All the Hamburg men back in defence, allowing Alec McLeish all the time he needs to set up another Aberdeen attack. John McMaster. Strachan off on a run. Hieronymus covering. And Mark McGee did a very important job for Aberdeen in covering the pass back towards Stein, forcing the error from Hieronymus. There's Peter Weir. Simpson to Black. Neil Simpson's offside. It won't count. Brilliantly conceived by Aberdeen. The link-up between the two young players, Simpson and Eric Black. Beautifully done, but to no avail. Nevertheless, warmly appreciated by the Aberdeen supporters. Beyond McGee, and that Hamburg showing all the signs now of a beaten side.
Yeah, the game looks as if it's just going to die out now. Aberdeen are still willing to come forward and still looking for another goal, but Hamburg look as if they've lost heart completely.
Well, the Aberdeen defence throughout the second half really hasn't been able to kill his ball back though that time from Black. Simpson to Bell. McGee peels off to the left. Black is on the right. Strachan playing it for Simpson. He didn't spot Hartwig coming back to cover the pass intended for Peter Weir. Veemeyer. Magat playing it forward. Good play this now from Hamburg. Here's Alan Hansen. Chip is too long, McKimmie's there, and here's Strachan. First time layoff, preventing Hieronymus making a challenge. Simpson now to Black. Strachan's to the middle, McGee's on the left. It's a great opening for Aberdeen. Eric Black now, the chance for the cross, and Jacobs is there. Simpson retrieving it, there's Peter Weir. And it's turnabout for the Aberdeen players, having a go at goal. Hamburg looking thoroughly dispirited and beaten, not even getting all the players back. And the cross this time to Mark McGee, going behind for the goal.
It was shooty in time there, with 3 or 4 of them having a go. But the Hamburg players definitely look as if they're finished now.
Jacobs to Hartwig. Here's Veemeyer. That tells the story. We have 5 minutes now left for play. 5 minutes between Aberdeen and the European Super Cup. Their 2-goal lead now looks to be completely decisive. Stein playing a long ball forward. There's Eric McLeish. Hieronymus doing well, finding Vodka on the left. But again, the harassing tactics of the Aberdeen players when they're without possession paying off. So Hamburg still showing no urgency coming from the back. It's disappointing rather, the European Cup holders should appear to be prepared to go out of this competition so meekly. Well, they've had a very tough time in recent months, going out of the European Cup, losing the World Club Championship final, and struggling to some extent in the Bundesliga. Peter Weir playing the ball onto the Pittodrie stand. Splitting himself to Eric McLeish, but the big smile indicates he's perfectly happy about the state of play at the moment. Magat playing it back to Rolf. First time flick from Hartwig, trying the outside of the boot deflection towards goal, getting too much on it, and it's behind for the goal kick.
To be honest with you, I think that's a last feeble effort. None of them are running about, they're not moving to help each other now, they're not playing in their little groups, and as I said, I think they're just playing out time, and they've accepted that the best team is going to win the cup.
Simpson challenging in midfield. Less than 3 minutes left for play. 2-0 to Aberdeen. There's John McMaster. Through the middle is McGee, supported by Black. A chance for the third. And Stein once again doing well for Hamburg, committing Eric Black to go on the outside and averting further goals for Aberdeen with that approach from his goal line. Here's Vodka. Alan Hansen. Jürgen Groh can't reach that, and the Aberdeen supporters now willing their favourites to produce a third goal to complete what is already a memorable night in the history of Aberdeen Football Club. 2 minutes left. The chanting around us among the Aberdeen supporters. 24,000 people inside Pittodrie tonight, a capacity crowd, and how they're enjoying this occasion. There's the happy Aberdeen dugout. Alec Ferguson looking impassive in the middle. The substitutes on his right. Stuart Kennedy sitting beside the manager. There's Eric Black. Well, that certainly posed problems for Uli Stein. Awkward dipping volley, bouncing right at the goalkeeper. And Black certainly looks to be in the mood. Look at the way he fastens onto this, takes one look up, then lets fly, and that was a very awkward ball for the goalkeeper.
Great news for the Aberdeen fans. Young Black coming back, and he looks as sharp as ever.
There's Peter Weir. McMaster. Oh, great play from the fullback. McGee's free in the right, Black is waiting in the middle, Bell is also getting into the box. There's Gordon Strachan going on the outside. Little chip ball in, and it's turned over by Hieronymus. Great inventive play once again from Aberdeen. They're really finishing this match like true champions. Beautifully set up again, Mark McGee waiting for the run on the out on Gordon Strachan. He knew it was coming. Strachan trying to get the ball across the face of the goal, and the clearance from Hieronymus. So Peter Weir now with perhaps Aberdeen's last chance to find the net in the match. There's Alec McLeish, beaten by Jacobs. Simpson playing it back. Willie Miller, all the Aberdeen players sprinting forward. That's why Miller turned to go back, because Hamburg sprinted out of defence towards the halfway line. Aberdeen would have had men offside. Intelligent thinking again by the Aberdeen captain. Well, Aberdeen certainly winning this match like true champions.
Yes, and that's tremendous.
The final whistle blows. The Aberdeen supporters rise to acclaim their heroes. Mark McGee to score a second goal. The Aberdeen players now taking the congratulations of the beaten Hamburg side. And there will now be a presentation to the winning side. Eric Black made a very telling impact when he came on as substitute. The Aberdeen supporters enjoying yet again a memorable European occasion, and at long last seeing Aberdeen winning a major title here on their own backyard.
I think once and for all, I think they've proved that they're the best team in Europe. Tremendous second half, 100% commitment, tremendous.
So the congratulations go on. We're waiting for the presentation. Now the presentation will be made to each side. There will be a plaque given to each side and gold medals to the winning Aberdeen players, which they'll undoubtedly treasure, not only throughout their careers but throughout the rest of their lives. The cameramen are there. The Hamburg players now become the supporting act. They're looking on, and very good to see there the Aberdeen reserves, the substitutes coming to join the men who are out there in the field tonight. But a memorable performance overall. Peter Weir having a golden spell at the start of the second half, which turned the game around, destroyed Manny Kaltz and won the game for Aberdeen. And Willie Miller now leading these Aberdeen players to collect their prizes. The presentation being made by Joel van Mark, who is the president of the Dutch Football Association, and he is the official UEFA representative at tonight's match. So not quite a trophy, but a plaque which will have pride of place in the Pittodrie Trophy Room. Willie Miller holds it aloft for the Aberdeen supporters, and now the gold medals are presented to the Aberdeen players. Alec Ferguson in the background there, looking on proudly as well he might. His team proving unquestionably that finest team in Europe of 1983. So still the players go forward to collect their medals. And the performance of these Aberdeen players, particularly in the second half, well worthy of a gold medal. They played with conviction, skill and courage, and eventually overran the European Cup holders. The Aberdeen backroom staff also out there on the track. Smiles from Alec Ferguson. Coming on now to congratulate his players. He stayed out of the picture for the moment, the Aberdeen manager. And another occasion for him to be content and satisfied that he didn't yield to the temptation to go back to Glasgow and manage Rangers earlier in the season. The applause from the Aberdeen supporters, well merited, as the Hamburg players collect their medals and depart to catch their charter flight out of Aberdeen tonight back to Hamburg. And the Hamburg players now leading the stage to the men from Aberdeen. There's young Stuart McKimmie, number 2 there. What a dream this must be for him. Just a couple of weeks ago, playing for Dundee, battling at the bottom half of the Premier League, and now the lap of honour. Willie Miller leading the Aberdeen troops, handing the plaque on to Jim Leighton. And Aberdeen have had to go on such a lap of honour in the past at Hampden and in Gothenburg, and that notable occasion back in May when they beat Real Madrid. But this is the first opportunity they've had to go on such a lap in front of their home supporters. Well, Joe, I bet you wish you were among the players tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm envious, very envious. Great to see it happening. That's the first trophy of the season, and if they play the way they played in the second half, then you know, there's going to be more enjoyment for the Aberdeen fans before the end of the season's finished. There's a man I thought actually won the game for him, Peter Weir. He had a tremendous second half, and you know, full marks to every one of the lads. Great performance.
So a close-up of the European Super Plaque, I think we might call it, rather than the Super Cup. Eric Black made a welcome return, and that'll have pleased the Aberdeen supporters also. To remind you, the goals coming 80 seconds into the second half from Neil Simpson And then 19 minutes into the second half, the second goal scored by Mark McGee, and that certainly providing a reflection on the match, which was by no means kind to Aberdeen. They certainly won in the end after a first half when things were indeed difficult for them. Hamburg showed a lot of ability. Graham Stewart applauding Eric Black going past him there. And we'll hope to hear from Graham shortly. So the close-up view, they go to the beach end, the Aberdeen players, the red and white scarves held aloft. And this is a night which 24,000 people inside Pittodrie will never forget, never mind everyone at home enjoying the Scottish side winning the European Super Trophy for the first time. Celtic, when they won the European Cup in 1967, didn't manage the feat which Aberdeen have achieved tonight. So a picture for the history books. So there's the Aberdeen players grouped around the winning plaque. A happy sight with which to hand you back to Ian Archer in the Scott Sports studio.
Thank you, Jock. Super Cup for a super team. Aberdeen the winners there. In St John, it was a smashing second half. But more importantly than that, how good do you now think Aberdeen are as a football side?
Well, I've been thinking for some time that Aberdeen are beginning to reach a new peak. You know, I've watched them over the last sort of 3 years. When they played Liverpool, remember, in Europe, and they got a terrible drubbing both home and away. I was at both the games, and you could see that this was just a young, naive team then, Aberdeen. But they haven't half learned over the years. I saw them the following year and they looked better. They knocked Ipswich out. And then this year, I mean, and last year when they won the trophy, they are now looking to be the Liverpool, if you like, of Scottish football. You know, when I see Aberdeen playing now, I always expect them to win. And I think you reach your standard in football if you're good enough, that you then become, like Celtic were in the 60s, you know, a very, very dominant side, and I think they've reached that now.
You say the Liverpool of Scottish football. What about the Liverpool of British football? Do you think they're on the threshold of creating that kind of a club?
Well, I think Aberdeen, you know, on the form they've shown over the last year, I think they can now could hold their own with anything in England. And what I would love to see now is them playing against Liverpool now, because I think what they've learned in those 3 years, they could put to practice, and I think it would be a great game.
Well, you wouldn't have to. Yeah, well, you wouldn't have to try too hard to sell the tickets for that one.
Sure.
Anyway, at half-time, if we picked the game up at half-time, it needed something to happen, really, and it needed a goal, and of course it was an absolutely came at right time and set them off for the whole of the second half.
Well, we were saying at half-time about Peter Weir, you know, we're saying he's got to get to the byline. Now, he picked the ball up very deep. Caltz somehow just disappeared. The boy went down to the line, knocked it in, and I'll tell you, I thought Hewitt did very well here, fought like a demon, and when the ball came back there, Simpson's there to knock it in the net. But again, it shows you the determination of the players. You know, the ball's dropping in there and they're all fighting for it, all wanting to get in there.
You see, what fascinates me, because I haven't been in a football dressing room as a player at half-time, I mean, what does a manager say? Because Weir was having a pretty in and out, to put it mildly, first half. I mean, what would be said at half-time?
I don't think he would say at half-time, because it would take the paint off the walls. I think he would be rucking a few of them, you know, and certainly saying to Peter Weir, now, come on, you've got Caltz here who doesn't want to run, now you've got to take him to that line, you've got to get there, and if you do that, you can open up so many alternatives for us. And as soon as we started to do that, take him on, and most of the danger came from there, didn't it?
That's right, so it did.
You know, the goals came from there, the chances came, and it was terrific.
Right, and then at the end it became almost a sort of pinball situation. There were players queuing up to shoot. I mean, John Hewitt, for example, the chances fell largely to him, but they could have fallen to anybody, and Hewitt had a rather bad time.
Again, it was Weir again, you see, and I mean that. You've got to feel sorry for the boy. He just snatched at that, you know. He's 12 yards out, the ball comes, and any footballer will tell you, to hit the ball square as it's coming to you, you know, it's always difficult, and we've all knocked him over the top from there.
And we mustn't forget, of course, what he did in Gothenburg. You can't win all the time. I mean, he made his contribution to Aberdeen at the important time.
He certainly did, but he missed 2 chances there tonight that, had they knocked him in, I mean, Aberdeen could have won, you know, 4, 5, even 6.
Because looking on the bright side of that, if John Hewitt had scored those 2 goals, he may have stayed on the park, and that would have meant that we didn't get an opportunity to see Eric Black come back, as he did marvellously for his first game after that injury.
Well, I did think he would bring Black on anyway. I think he must have had that in his mind, you know, at half-time, at some time he would bring Black on. And with Hewitt knocking those chances over the top, I think that sort of made his mind up and said, OK, son, you know, it's not your night, because that's what happens in football. Sometimes it's your night and everything goes for you. Other times, you know, you're knocking him past the post, you're hitting a goalkeeper from no yards. So, you know, the substitution, I think he had in mind anyway, but it was great to see Eric Black coming on.
Right.
You know, because I think Eric Black is going to be a very good player.
Now, let's talk about Mark McGee. So often underrated, belatedly called into the Scotland squad in the last year, but he's the one that holds it up, isn't he? I mean, he troubles.
He's such a strong player, Mark McGee, and a great carrier with the ball. You know, he runs very well with the ball, and I think he's been a revelation over the last couple of years. See what happens. So this was a beautiful header, beautiful header. Now, and that's, you know, any centre forward in the box and the ball's coming over like that, you fancy yourself to score. But the goalkeeper Stein had a smashing game, didn't he?
Yes.
You know, had he not played so well, you know, it could have been.
And also Jim Leighton played well too, didn't he? I mean, the defence wasn't troubled much, but didn't give anything away, and Leighton in particular.
Well, Jim Leighton, you know, I mean, it's a good job Jimmy Greaves is not here. But he may be having a go. He's very good, Leighton. He's smashing.
And of course, it all climaxed then with the second Aberdeen goal, which was obviously going to happen, because I thought Hamburg had really sort of given it up.
Right, sure, but, you know, the whole thing, at that particular stage, you look to any time, you'll see another goal's going to come, and another goal, and another goal, because they just swamped Hamburg at that particular stage.
Why do you think that was?
Well, I think the
Hamburg giving in
and got their tails up after that early goal in the second half and really just went about their business then.
Right, well, we now have at Pittodrie, I gather, Graham Stewart, and he's got the winning manager, Alec Ferguson.
Alec Ferguson, many congratulations. First Scottish team to win the European Super Cup. What did you say at half-time to bring about the change in the side?
Well, I just felt that we had to quicken the ball forward to the last third of the park a bit better, and felt maybe the first half we kept it our own back four, kept it a bit too long, and quicken the game up in the last third of the park, where I always felt we were a threat to them. You know, we proved in the first half with some good crosses into the penalty box, particularly Peter Weir when he got service, he was giving Manicals a hard time, Gornschrak on the other side, and I felt that we were always giving them a threat, and the important thing was to try and get up there as quick as we could.
And getting a goal 1 minute into the second half, just about perfect timing.
That was a killer, that definitely was the decider, there's no doubt about that. After that we relaxed, we played some good football. The most pleasing aspect was they chased the second goal, and once they got the second goal they chased the third goal, and that is a really positive performance.
Were you surprised at all the way Hamburg seemed to be despondent after that second goal went in? They seemed to sit back.
You know, that's the end of the, you know, they must have been looking at and saying, well, that's the end of our European last chance of doing something in Europe, because they're out the European Cup. And I thought they did very well actually in a lot of things, you know, that good possession, good control, good technique, but we were determined. We were determined we weren't going to be doing anything silly at the back, and Miller and McLeish did remarkably well. The midfield defended well and put them under pressure as soon as they got the ball, and it's hard to do that against them because they are good.
Alec, thank you very much, and very well done.
Right, thank you.
Very happy Alec Ferguson there in St John. Got every reason to be.
Sure, he's entitled to be.
Well, let's have a look at that second goal now. We've talked to Alec Ferguson there, which killed the game off, absolutely stone dead, and really left Hamburg chasing nothing.
Yep. This was actually, Black had just come on here, and I don't think it was him that went up at the corner there, but Willie Miller didn't have back across the goalie, and it's lovely little side fizzer in.
Didn't have. Ian, it dawns on me this will be the last time we see you in Scotland this year. It's been a good year for Scottish club football, hasn't it? Climaxing with that Aberdeen win.
Terrific. Yeah, I mean, I'm delighted that, you know, that Aberdeen Dundee United have you know, raised their game to be and surpassed Celtic and Rangers. You know, I think it's great for Scottish football. The more teams doing that, the better.
Can I ask you though? There we have Aberdeen playing so well this week, and Scotland, the national side, playing so badly last week. What's wrong there?
Well, I think that's the question. All the Scottish fans are asking what is wrong, because you look at that commitment of Aberdeen tonight, and they've got a lot of players in the team, the passion, the commitment. Now, when I have seen Scotland in the last few games, I don't see that. Now, I don't know what the reason is. I don't know why the players are not doing it, whether they've been asked to play a different style. I don't know. I have to get Jock in this seat and say, look, Jock, why is that, you know, happening like that? Because we look at the Aberdeens of the world and you think, blimey, play that 11 and they keep winning.
Anyway, that was an absolutely smashing night tonight, and thank you very much for being with us, Ian.
That's smashing, Ian. Thank you very much.
So the Super Cup goes to Aberdeen, or rather that plaque. They don't actually have a cup. That's something that should be remedied. We send our congratulations to Alec Ferguson and all those Aberdeen players for giving us such a marvellous encore to Gothenburg earlier this year and bringing the cup for their fans. Good night.